Welcome back to the Brew podcast, everyone. This is episode 162, and I listened back to first episode I've listened to in a long time, episode 161. Hilarious episode, by the way, but I think I'm talking too fast, so I'm going to slow it down.
With the volume thing, was it what Chuggalo Mikey said? He's like, "Oh, Apple, turn it down," because I don't know were we too loud?
Oh, I think he was saying turn down the Apple love.
Oh,
some people have
like throw some cold
just
water.
Hate Apple.
Yeah,
they just hate it. Like it bothers them and it affects their lives in a personal way. And
so
I think that's what he meant.
Throw some cold water on your Apple boner.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. I think maybe I was yelling. Sometimes I shout. Shit happens.
I would be the loud. Maybe
I don't think
I'm the louder one.
I was listening and I think I was just talking. I'm eager to get my point out. So I think I speed up my talking.
Yeah, and I could see it. Maybe let us know in the comments below. Also, we did a little bit of pre-production today. We talked about lists.
Yeah, we talked about.
If you could let us know what that list was, because I was like, lists always go over well.
We were like, let's make lists and compare them. Chuggalos do the same. I think it was episode 160. It had to be.
I think I did commit to a beer of the year. I told a couple of people this weekend. I was really excited.
Yeah?
Yeah. I drank less this weekend, even though my wife was gone. I drank much less this weekend by design. Mm-hmm. But I cracked what will be probably my beer of the year. And
wow.
I just, the euphoria just with that one.
Man, I'm really gonna have to search for the beer of the year this year.
That one I don't feel like we have to write down. We'll come down.
It's been easy in previous years, but this year
I can send you
a lot of good
list.
Beer.
I can send you the list if the podcast will help you. But like my beer of the year, we didn't do on the podcast.
Okay.
Because it's something we've done. Just
I'm gonna guess that my beer of the year will come from my trip to Asheville.
Yeah. Did you have anything rolling for the start? Usually you have the rolling opens where you're just zany and
It was the slow speaking thing. I guess it didn't hit.
Oh, that's what it was?
It just didn't hit like it normally does. I didn't have like a catchphrase or anything.
I was gonna say, why am I stuck on zany? So the reason why I bring it up, JT, I'm feeling very festive. Mm-hmm. And I shared with you the Christmas brick, my addition to the Christmas brick, and you've been sworn to secrecy.
Yeah, I have not said anything.
But working on the Christmas brick before we hit the record button, I'm ready. I'm ready for the holiday season. I feel like now it's November 9th. Mm-hmm. It's November 9th. I feel like I'm getting there.
I'm not there.
No.
I'm supposed to be there because apparently the supply chain's all fucked. But I'm not there. And Caterine asked me if she could bring out the Christmas decorations. I said no, not yet. The Thanksgiving first.
Are you okay? So me, I don't care. I enjoy it because I have, and you can back me up in a lot of the Chuggalos because I'm unique in this where I have the youngsters. So I'm excited because they are.
Yeah.
So like I'm at that age where like my 5-year-old is starting to ask for everything. Which is fun, mm-hmm. and they sure as get a lot more shit than I did when I was their age. And I don't want to say it like that, but it's the truth. It's
Oh, they're spoiled for sure.
Yeah, we just go and get random toys, and I know what I want to get them is outside stuff, like big outside stuff, like a playhouse outside, or build a tree fort or something like that, like something monumental that's not gonna break or whatever.
You forgot to say you cover your ears because I know your daughters listen.
Yeah. They're stupid excited. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna get your reaction. This will never ever, and I'm gonna do this at the same time. This will never ever be published. It's kind of like that second Christmas episode a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. We can just talk about it, but I'm just gonna show you a picture. I just need your reaction. So that was Sunday. Mm-hmm. Is that not the best? Just hops,
that is the best.
Hops up on my lap.
I've done the same.
Mm-hmm. She loves it. Delicious. Wanted more.
Well, there you go.
just an amazing. Like I said, I'm just in really good spirits. Everything's coming up good.
I like to wait. I gotta wait. I like it to just last the month that it is. After Thanksgiving, the 1 month. I don't want the Christmas spirit to just be the norm for too long. A month is good. And it goes away.
And I'm bearing the lead. I shot for it makes me sad that you say that, because the White Elephant Christmas Party Extravaganza blowout isn't till January.
That's an exception.
We do that. I bought a bunch of Nick Cage stuff, so the box is going to be full.
Oh wow!
I also bought what I think will be. Well, I have the Nick Cage box. That shouldn't be.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. People probably shouldn't be. I don't think that's a spoiler. I did think I bought because we always try to one up each other with like the most inappropriate gift.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got it this year, while being not being like elephant shit in a box or something like that. Like,
that's not inappropriate. That's just disgusting.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I know. I think I do pretty good at the most inappropriate gift.
I like Mr. Bartell's a quiet underdog at all times.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking about that. I'm just letting this, because I'm just super excited. I got oral diarrhea right now. But so as we talk about the holiday season, your last heads up, and maybe there will be a Facebook posting or something like that. This Friday, November 12th at noon, so 12/12 noon, 12/12 or 11/12/12, we will be at
21
Barrel House to start the build on our Advent Christmas calendar.
At 12.
At 12.
And so we have decided to let the Barrel House build ours. But you can build your own.
Yeah, you can build your own. The Barrel House would be glad to build yours. They know, Sarah and Gus know that we're coming. I gave them a heads up.
Oh, good.
Because right now, at minimum, it's going to be 5 calendars for sure.
Yeah.
So, Chuggalo Stev and I were talking, and I go, hey, just shoot me a down payment. And he goes, he says these things I've never heard of. He goes, Cash App.
Oh yeah,
Ziggy
Zaggy.
Zaggy.
You gotta know. Bitcoin.
And I go, can you just do PayPal?
Can I give you?
So I feel bad. I think
0.0001 Bitcoin.
I'm pretty sure he signed up for PayPal just to send me money.
Oh yikes! Don't do that.
And then, but he did, and he's a good dude. So he's getting one. Chuggalo Mikey's getting one. Chuggalo Aaron, myself, you.
Yep.
So that's 5. Your father-in-law, so that's 6.
He's committed, but we'll see if he shows up.
So, and that's 25 cans of beer a piece. So I gave them the courtesy.
They're gonna be cleaned up. That's 150 cans of beer right there.
Yeah. So that's making their nut, and they appreciated it. So Gus reached out and was like, "Hey, yeah, thanks for letting us know you're gonna come. Plus, we're gonna drink while we do it. Obviously, I mean, we're not heathens. So I'm super excited.
Size wise, you think like if we were more popular of a podcast,
oh yeah,
we would overrun them and they would be cleaned out.
Right.
This actually is probably really good for them.
Right.
They get a good,
a good nut,
a good day, and they clean out some of the beer, and but they're not out of business for the weekend.
Yeah. So I gave them a pitch. Hopefully, because Sarah was there last time when we went. And she's got a great taste. They throw out some of the highlights or whatever, but I hope that a lot of and we'll tag them in this episode so they'll listen. But I'm super excited to because her palate is way better than both of ours combined, and her knowledge, and because she talks to just watching her handle the sellers, the reps. Was crazy when they're trying to push swill, and she goes, nope, don't want that.
Damn.
It's not. I have to be able to sell it. She said it like 3 times. I have to be able to sell it.
You have
this
to.
is not what this is what my customers want.
That's what she said basically. I did not realize how
pushy
selling, I guess.
Yeah.
Of a business that rep thing was. I thought, man, being a beer rep would be sweet.
You just get cool button-up shirts.
No, I don't want to be a beer rep. I don't like selling shit. I just want to put it on Facebook Marketplace and you message me. That's it. You don't want it? I don't give a shit. I'll sell it to somebody else. But these guys, they got to sell it.
Yep.
Because they're coming with, we got this cool beer that you'll sell.
Yeah.
But I also need you to buy this other shitty beer.
Yeah.
That I don't even know why we brewed.
Yeah. Because everything is like dynamite, and they use a lot of hand actions and stuff like that. And it's like
tons of hand actions.
Dude, like that. Great. That's like a ho hum pilsner. Like people aren't coming in here and buying ho hum pilsners.
No.
I do have some sad news before we get into the beer, JT. Okay. So this last weekend, I lost the annual bourbon bottle football fantasy battle with Juggalo Mikey. And I lost by 50 points. So I don't feel bad. The answer was not on my bench. The answer was probably Derrick Henry getting injured. I don't think he would have scored 50. But it was completely atrocious.
You never know.
So now I get to go buy a good bottle of bourbon and impart that on Juggalo Mikey. It makes fantasy sports that much better when you can have those amazing side bets. And then I put one message into our fantasy chat thing that we have on Facebook, and I got lit up by everyone that everyone's like, the first place guy is bitching, and I go, no, I'm just being conciliatory.
They do like to complain about who's
everything.
complaining.
Yeah.
It's very meta.
I was like, yeah, I'm being very. Ooh, I like what you did there. Facebook, the very meta chat.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. No, just complaining about complainers.
Yours
is a meta thing. But yeah, it is
super deep.
It's a metaverse.
It's a layered podcast, folks.
Yeah, it is very layered.
But
side note.
So congratulations, Juggalo Mikey.
Yeah, congrats, Mikey. You're gonna get some bourbon. They are allowing podcasts like on Facebook now. Like as the audio files. I gotta figure this out. Is anyone interested in listening?
Do you know our ad changed on Facebook too? Now it's that stupid candy bar. Did you change that? It used to be us drinking at 7 years ago.
It's like any post we make with a picture that's not the album artwork.
Yeah, is
sold back to us.
So now we're a candy bar with a little SD card in it.
Yeah, because that's funny.
So now I see that 17
funny
times.
Meme. I'll put a new meme up there of like a
Did you select that or did it just choose it?
No, I don't select anything. That's they're selling to us. That do you want to buy an ad? Because we used to buy a lot of ads.
Yeah. And look at us now.
We don't buy ads at all.
Jabillionaires.
Yeah, we're doing. YouTube's the way. I think that's the way.
Yeah.
But if you think you'd listen to the audio version on Facebook, I'll sign up for that.
Checks in the mail.
Maybe they'll put some ads on there, throw us some money, some free ads.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. It annoys the shit out of me where I can't just go to a website and click. I just want to download it and throw it on my device that I can take to work. That's all I want. Everyone's like stream.
That's the thing. People don't accommodate people who have jobs similar to ours.
Yeah.
Anymore.
I have to go
it's all streaming.
For like office ladies, I have to go to like 7 different websites, and I'm like, which one is it? I'm thankful that a couple of the podcasts I it's just habit, and I don't download them. I'm great. Yeah.
Just download them for offline listening if you get iTunes.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
He doesn't like that.
I even have an Apple device that I use. It's dumb enough to take in the building.
A brick iPod. Yeah. I had the same thing.
I'm on my 3rd version of the same Gen 3
classic.
I use Flula because Flula resides on, so I can hook it up to any computer. I don't need your iTunes or anything because Flula is the Winamp, the iTunes or whatever, and it resides right on it's awesome. It's a way to organize it, but
yeah.
All right, enough bullshit. Onto the beer, huh?
Enough bullshit, yeah.
Unless you got some beer news.
Well, not news. I have news for me, but I'll ask it later.
You're gonna be able to weave it in.
Yeah.
Don't do it too loud.
I'll weave it in.
Don't listen.
I actually had a good segue, but we talked way past it.
No, it's blended in.
All right. Speaking of knowledge,
that
was from when you said that what was her name at Barrel House?
Sarah
had good knowledge. Speaking of knowledge, my question: how do you feel about unfunctional or infunctional tap handles? And if you whether you feel good or not, I have acquired many of them.
They're awesome
for my bar, and I'm right now. I'm just building a rack that I'll just put
display them.
But I'm not sure if there's a better
whatever way you make them is gonna be, because each of them have a story.
Yeah,
and
I think about that constantly.
It's tough because like I want to buy them. It's something I want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have beer signs and everything. My problem is, man, people know what they have, so it's tough.
People know what they have.
Like
That's
a $65. I have a buddy that has every Leinenkugel's beer as the Leinenkugel's.
And these are winners too. These are winners. People knew. She knew, but she didn't give a shit. We have.
You bought it all at the same time.
All at the same time. Goose Island in the shape of the goose. I don't care about Goose Island, but it's a good tap handle. The bells.
You bought this all like the same lot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Truth, knowledge, all with the little ghost
DVC,
on the top.
This is all like relevant.
Yeah, DVC, crooked handle. Like these are good tap handles. So now I'm thinking, what am I gonna do with these things? And the Warped Wing one, man, that's the most intricate handle I've seen.
Yeah, that's all awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Jeez.
So I'm excited about that.
Because a lot of them are gifts from distributors to, places, and then once they blow the handle, boom.
And I'll post a picture on Facebook. I think these tap handles, were they in remember that place a long, long time ago? You, Cobra, and I went to. It's where I think it's like Our Taco or something is now over by Fairfield Commons.
Cadillac Jack's.
Was it Cadillac Jack's? Is that always the name of that place?
Or just Jack's? Or Caddies?
Caddies, yeah, Caddies. That's how I knew it. We went to Caddies, and I'm like, was this tap at a place like Caddies where like no one fucking went there, or was it at a place like I don't know, D20 or whatever? And you're just thinking, man, these tap handles have a story. Could have been at the busiest bar in the world.
Yeah. Crazy.
Truth.
That's awesome. That's an awesome lot.
It's a good lot. I'm excited about it. I want to display it.
Good to go now?
I'm good.
All right. On to the beer. That's awesome.
I was excited. If you guys have ideas on what I should do with these, let me know.
3, 2, 1. All right. We just cracked DuClaw Sour Me This. It's a 7.2 ounce. Guess what kind of beer this is, JT?
Sour?
It is a sour. God, nothing gets by this guy.
Sour ale, but it's dry hop.
We're gonna call you a Cracker Jack.
A Cracker Jack? Mm-hmm. Why?
You're so sharp. The last time we've done DuClaw, exactly one time on this podcast.
Really?
And yeah. Can you name the episode?
I can name the episode.
Yeah. Just the number.
Oh, sure. 135.
Closer than I thought you'd be. It's 145.
Ooh.
And the thing with, I don't think I'm stealing it. It's emblazoned on all of their cans, but we didn't talk about it that time.
Oh, yeah.
Is their tagline is, craft be cherished, rules be damned. And that's the thing with DuClaw. They've actually been around for 25 years. You can go to DuClaw.com, and it's really a basic bitch website. The only reason I tell you to go there is because that's my shtick.
That's a shtick.
And there wasn't really a lot there. The interesting thing is, they have the headshots with everyone that's been there, but the guy that started it and is still the leader, if you will, started 25 years ago, and he was in his mid-20s, and he's still there now. So that's awesome that he's been able to see it pillar to post. DuClaw is like their main beer that you would know is I believe is Sweet Baby Jesus. It's like their peanut butter stout. That's their main. That's like their flagships, and I don't think they have like a standard or whatever, because I would file that beer under a little bit more of a gimmick. But anyways, they're out of Baltimore, Maryland. So anyways, I submit to you, I was really excited. I do remember this from 160. I was fired up, and I was like, I'm really excited for this week. I was excited for this beer. I'm more excited for our second beer. As you notice, the glasses are out. A little foreshadowing. So anyways, that's it. There's not too much to talk about with their story. It's just been around about 25 years. Same dude. And they actually have their distributors and their regional sales reps represented on their website. So they have Northeastern, Southeastern. They have an Ohio-specific sales rep. Yeah, so I don't know if we just move that much beer compared to... So Northeast is all this one. Ohio's one. Southeast is one. But anyways, Baltimore, Maryland. Natty Boh. Probably the most popular beer in Baltimore.
Natty Boh.
Do you know what beer that is?
Nope.
National Bohemian. Natty Boh's.
Nope, never had it. That's the most popular beer out of Baltimore?
I would guess.
You know what else is out of Baltimore? Well, there's a lot of things.
Kevin Durant.
Johns Hopkins University.
Never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like
the Orioles.
Terrible place.
Home of prior to COVID, home of the first official game with no fans. It's true. The Orioles and the White Sox played during the Baltimore riots.
Do you think that there's any truth in the Kevin Costner sleeping with Cal Ripken Jr.'s wife?
I had not heard that story.
It was, so you opened my eyes to, to me, Lou Gehrig will always be the Iron Man because there's just too many funny circumstances with Cal Ripken Jr. with delayed games and canceled games.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad
one of them was because the lights didn't work and, they were supposed to be, and so Cal Ripken was late to the game because he caught Kevin Costner in bed with his wife.
I did not know that. I didn't hear that story. I've heard a lot of stories about Cal Ripken's streak.
Yeah.
That was not one I've heard.
So it's an interesting one. Both have since denied it and whatever. But it's an there's been a couple of podcasts out about it, short, that's more the craft podcast.
Imagine being this guy, you got I don't know where he was in this streak, you got 2,000 games under your belt. And you're you just caught your wife cheating on you with a celebrity.
And Kevin Costner was at the height of his powers. So this is the mid-90s.
The 90s, yeah. And you're
before the Postman came out.
I'm fucking pissed, but I got to get to the game.
Yep.
Because I got a streak to maintain.
Yep.
That'd be nuts. Imagine that car ride.
Yeah. I still think Cal Ripken Jr. does not pay for a meal in Baltimore.
Doubt it.
Baltimore also the backdrop for probably one of the top 5. You can't argue top 5 TV shows of all time. The Wire.
I have heard so many good things. I haven't seen it.
So good.
That's top of all time according to most people.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Just because right now my mark is
Game of Thrones.
No, the other one. Breaking Bad.
Yep. See that would be in the 5.
And I championed myself as an early Breaking Bad fan. And then it just caught on wildfire, and I'm glad it did. I'm not one of those people who's I wish it was still.
It caught on meth. It was addictive
like meth. Yeah, my wife sent me this. It's really a funny story. It's actually kind of funny story. Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. Did she send it over state lines because that becomes a federal crime?
Oh, way beyond state lines. So I was underway in the Navy, and I needed something new to watch. My iPod, which I had the iPod Classic, I think it was 5th gen. Maybe at the time it was the 3rd gen. And I watched everything I had loaded on there. And I was like, send me some DVDs. So she went to Best Buy and bought some TV show DVDs and didn't know a fucking thing about any of them. One of them was Burn Notice, which was a good show for the first 3 seasons.
Probably Gilmore Girls.
No, not Gilmore Girls. But the other one was ridiculous.
Sorry, Stacey.
And I think this is how all people approached Breaking Bad. It was this ridiculous DVD case back when people bought DVD.
I worked Best Buy Media.
And it was the guy from Malcolm in the Middle, the dad from Malcolm in his fucking underwear. And that was it. But it said Breaking Bad. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I actually didn't watch it for maybe a month. Because I just kept putting it off. I was like, this looks dumb as hell. I don't know what Katie was thinking. And then all of a sudden I watched the show and I was like, holy shit, this show is real. This is legit. And it wound up becoming one.
So then it was just you and Tom on MySpace just talking back and forth?
Yeah, and then
back when you guys were the only two.
Got a hang of it, yeah. MySpace. I probably had a MySpace back then.
Just you and Tom talking.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom.
It works better.
If you want to get roasted hard, trash Tom on Twitter, like Tom from MySpace, and he'll just say he's a billionaire. Light you up. Yeah, that's basically what he'll do, and it'll be awesome. I love watching that go down. But yeah, I sold MySpace for $150 million, whatever he sold it for. $1 billion, $100 billion, who knows? Anyway, can I bonus segment? How did we even get there? Baltimore. Yeah,
Baltimore to Breaking Bad.
City. Old city. This is Can I bonus segment, and it is still brought to you by Stev. because you bought this, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And Steph had the Black Forest Cake beer last week.
Yeah, he was a little bit of a fan about that beer.
We had given it good ratings.
I thought about in his advent calendar just sticking 25 cans of that beer. Could you? How far do you go till you're like, wait a second?
How much? Well, I guess you have to think. How much of someone else's money are you willing to waste? Because 25 Black Forest Cake beers, as good as they are,
but it's a 5. It's a 5.
There's 25 of them. I'd say that
you would not be
22 of them are a waste.
You would not waste my money if you got me 25 2 levies.
No. I'm sure. No, I bet you'd be upset.
Hell no.
Come December 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
I could easily flip one of those
I really wish I had a different beer.
I could easily flip one of those to you for like $150.
I would not buy it for that. I've already paid in pain and suffering. I've already paid for that. If you're a long time listener to this show, that joke resonates.
We're just sitting here like cracking Miller Lights or whatever, and I just, for our warm-up beer or whatever, and you're cracking Miller Light, and I just grab a 2 levies, and you're like, oh, hey, can I get some of that?
I'll take a sip just so I can say I had it.
Nope, that's okay.
Of the beers, of the 5s you've had, is that the best one? And honestly,
I would have to check the list, honestly, to be honest.
If it's the best beer you've ever had, I would.
Oh,
I will.
That's so situational.
Change my approach to how I find this beer.
Yeah.
Someone's got it, and it's old, and it's probably stale. But if it's the best beer you've ever had, I need to take a different approach. Can art bonus segment. This beer is this can art anyway it's fine. I like that there's like this hidden text behind the label. It's not really behind the label, but it's very dull, same color, kind of the multiple, 50 Shades of Gray, but it's more 50 Shades of Orange. It says,
what the fuck are you talking
202, it says dry hopped, but then it also says dry hopped in a darker shade of orange in cursive. And so it's cool. I think that's cool. It kind of gives it a little bit more character. The font, I do like the font. Anytime you can write other words on top of the T hat, you call it the hat? Call the top of the T the hat?
No, I've never fucking heard
What do you call it? It's got to have a name. Everything's got a name.
Just the
T-top. T-top. Well, T-top's got a different meaning, It's a.
Well, I'm sure the T-top
came
T-top before the vehicle. That's never.
Well, the T-top came when they invented English language.
I've never heard that as the I has the dot. I've never heard that hat. That sounds completely made up.
Well, dot your I's, cross your T's, but it's in the capital sense. Growing up with a J name,
yeah,
I'm not a fan of the hat. I do not put a hat on my J, and anyone who does hat their J, I find offensive. So maybe I coined that. Maybe hat is something I made up.
This sounds like.
Don't put a line over your J's, but a T. Anytime you could write the T, write the hat, and you write some letters on top of it.
Don't put a hat on any of your letters. Problem solved.
So this has sour me written on top of it, as if sour me was placed on the table of the T hat. Now you know.
I know it's an audio podcast. I'm just
Have you ever God, there's just like words for everything. I'm trying to think of an example of one that's ridiculous, but I can't right now. T-hat, maybe.
Great story. Rich.
There's a name for the thing that's on the end of your shoestrings.
Oh.
That's like, there's got to be a name for the hat on the T. I just call it the hat. There's probably some more English elegant name.
Maybe because you've been through teaching kids how to write and stuff like that. My daughter, I'm trying to think, because we're right now writing, and she writes in all capitals. and they're trying
Love
to
it.
like.
I hope that she never stops.
And like look at me, and so we had our first parent-teacher conference, and they're like, we need to work on Hannah writing in all capitals, and I go, I just wanted to give an example to the teacher. I go, I'm not the person to do it because I write in all capitals. And they say it stems from kindergarten.
A time that you want my child to write extensively with a pen.
Yeah, it's sucked in college so hard because I'm so deliberate with my writing. Yeah.
The problem with my shorthand is I can't read
T-hat.
it, so fuck it.
Still not a T-hat.
With voice to text, let's just be honest.
I hate taking notes on, and I'm a tech guy. I hate taking notes on a laptop because, ooh, that was cool.
That was cool. Very suave.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to do it again.
No.
With voice to text, you could just take notes all day.
That screws up my shit too.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
If you're in a lecture and you have Microsoft OneNote, it's free, so use it.
It's when I taught a couple classes, I don't think anyone recorded. But anyways, it was more of a free flow. I'm trying to think of. Yeah. It's not a T-hat.
It's not a T-hat, no. But some things are.
At least I've heard of.
I do appreciate. See, this can art, in my opinion, wasn't gonna have much conversation around it. We've just talked about it for about 10 minutes.
Typical.
Because of the T-hat.
There's no art on this can.
There's no art, but there is content on this can.
There's design decisions.
There are at least
alliteration
kilobytes of information on this. Definitely no more than that. No more than that. Your fridge is talking to us.
It is.
Okay, so that's it. And it does mention 25 years of beers, which I like. And it was established in 1996, which makes sense. 25 years. That means this beer is not old. You did not give this guy a 20.
There's so many like foreshadowing things. Like if I documented a lot better that are going to work into this next beer. It's fantastic.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm excited.
So that's the Can Burner segment brought to you by Stev. Thanks, Stev, for doing that. Thanks, Matt, for getting this beer. We don't really thank each other for the beers enough. I think we should do that more.
Eat shit.
All right.
No,
I think that's a better approach. I think that's a better approach. Taste-wise, okay. The beer there's a lot going on here with the flavor. I can't say that it all adds up to be the stellar performing beer. But it does have, there's stages to this beer. The first stage is
opening the can. The second one is talking about the tea.
The first stage is probably like a dank bitterness. The sourness doesn't come until the very end. The very, very end. So there's a couple other stages here. You got dank bitterness. Then you got the sour taste. Then the dryness. And then that sour tingle. That sour tingle. So the sour taste and the sour tingle, they're different. So you got, I don't know. I think if this was marketed as a sour IPA, I would appreciate it more.
The dry hop infers that a little bit.
Yeah, the dry hop infers that.
Because I'm still.
But I don't know that I expected it to be as dry on the. Like it's just dry on as a beer.
Because I'm still in pursuit of, tall grass half pipe-esque beers.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're always in pursuit. I think this beer is good, not great. It's got a little, I don't know. It's got a little bit of rubberiness to it. That's that kettle, I guess, whatever. What is that? That's a kettle feature?
Yeah, like the cooking method.
Yeah, that it gives it that thicker taste, not viscosity. It's still very, very watery, very liquidy. It's not thick. It just gives it kind of a rubberiness. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know.
We promise we'll get this by episode 300.
There's no way to get like you got a sour beer.
Yeah.
It's not thicker. It doesn't have a syrupiness to it, but it has this kettle. That kettle thing, that does something to the beer. 375.
Would you say a persistence on your palate?
I think the persistence on that's a good question because it changes.
Yeah.
The persistence at first, you're like, oh, I could. Actually, at first you're like, I don't like this. It's too bitter, and then it settles.
Yeah.
Into a sour, sugary flavor.
Interesting.
Which is a lot to say. Very technical. Those are technical terms. I don't think you can appreciate this beer if you don't. I obviously didn't appreciate it to its full extent. If someone thinks this is a 5, I don't think you can appreciate all of the things happening here.
Yeah.
If you are just like, I like sours and I've had a few.
Yeah.
I think this beer requires you to be an experienced beer drinker. Not to be pretentious about this.
Interesting.
I don't want to bring that into the equation, but there's a lot happening in this beer. Even though I don't think it's a great beer, I think there's a lot happening.
Awesome.
Anyway.
I have some thoughts and I have some questions. Because usually if you had, and we'll go back to Stebb's beer. Stebb's beer you gave a 4.75, the Black Forest cake.
I give it a 4.99 if I could.
Yeah. If that was the first beer. If you had 4 on the 4th beer, would it still be a 4.99? Or would you be clamoring for something to break up the monotony's a negative connotation, but to break up the series?
That's a really tough question.
It's tough because you're gonna have to linger. So
of course, I want a different beer.
Came in, so that's 64 ounces of black
just
liquidized smoothie chocolate cake on your
palate.
palate.
Probably not. Yeah, I'd probably start to lose my interest after a while.
So it's interesting because on this podcast we give a lot of gimmick beers 5s. We joke about 2 levies or whatever. At least from my perspective,
right? Because I don't have a perspective.
162 episodes in. So off the top rope, I give this beer a 4. Mm-hmm. The first beer would be a 4, and if I'm drinking the entire 4-pack of this, the 4th beer would be a 4. And I'm going to tell you this because it's not off-putting.
It's not.
Everything. There's not a high cherry note or anything.
Yeah.
There's not. It's got as much cherry in it that cherry Kolsch from last week did. It was awesome, by the way. It would be just as good 64 ounces into this beer. If it wasn't a 7.2, it'd be a great power hour beer or one to mix in with it because it's going to break it up. But I could do 4 of these and I'd be perfectly fine with it. I keep grabbing the beer because it's a dry hopped sour and it's delightful in that it's simplicity. There's nothing like all these goofballs that sommeliers and stuff like that, and on the beer side, but I appreciate that. I'm still at a 4 with it because it doesn't have a gimmick to it, but I like that it's an easy drinking dry hop sour, and I like that it doesn't rely on having bananas and 17 different.
I do appreciate the non-gimmickness.
Yeah, it's just a straightforward
sour dry hop.
Miller Lite. People go to that. This could be a comfort if you like dry hop sours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's so again the first one, and maybe I should it's just something I was thinking about while JT was talking. The first one I guarantee would be a 4, and the last one would be a 4. And I have no doubt.
I could see that because
it doesn't.
It makes you thirsty too.
It doesn't wear out the palate. It's not because some of those sours, and we want sour. We want and I'm making that noise. It's not me slamming into the back of JT there for the audio listeners.
That would never happen.
A couple of these.
I'm not saying that I'm anti one group or another group. I'm just saying that I don't think that I'd be on the receiving end.
If I'm just hanging out, with the guys, and we're just hanging out,
making slapping noises,
I could drink this and have a good time. maybe have something to break it up, but I would have no problem showing up and having a 4-pack.
Oh
and having
yeah,
this.
I can see
because
that.
Truth is right there at a 7.2.
You can drink it. You can drink it.
Truth is right there at a 7.2.
Yeah.
God, I'm so excited for this second beer. But anyways,
I'm
off the
excited
top
for the
rope
second
again
beer,
4.
Boy, I had a whole lot to say while Matt was going to get up and get this beer, and I forgot most of it because Matt said something else about slapping. But that's okay.
I wasn't slapping. It's his fist in the palm.
Yeah, this beer is not offensive, and it makes you thirsty. You'll keep going back for more.
As long
as you have it, you'll go back for more.
I always want more, but with this, it's not tall grass. There was just more tartness to it, but this was.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
do you have a weekend tradition? Any weekend traditions that only occur on the weekends?
Yeah, I cook eggs on the weekend.
You cook eggs. Yeah, similar to where I was going. I have this thing where I want a bagel on Saturday and Sunday morning. Well, the bagels that we had, they went bad.
Freeze them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I can do that.
We've got a shit ton because my father-in-law is here.
So I had some on Saturday. I had a bagel on Saturday. Oh, it wasn't that they went bad. It's that everyone fucking wanted a bagel on Saturday. So we had 4 left, and 4 people had bagels on Saturday. So Sunday we didn't have any bagels. I don't really know where I was going.
Do you toast your bagel?
In the grand scheme, yes, of course.
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah.
And do you? I prefer the. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe influence your decision, but maybe it won't.
Nope.
I don't want the whipped cream cheese. I like the regular cream cheese.
I don't care.
The dense one.
I'm so anti whipped cream cheese is good for a beer cheese dip. By the way, I discovered that recently. Okay. For me, it's an onion bagel, and I like either the garden variety or the jalapeno spread. But it's not whipped either one. Yeah. It's the denser one.
Jalapeno sounds good. I do the everything bagel.
Yep.
And then I spread the plain cream cheese, and then I have the everything bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's that I sprinkle on the cream cheese to make it double everything.
It's art form.
I love it. I look forward to it on the weekends. Well, on Sunday I didn't have any bagels, so I made a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich.
I feel like this is some catharsis right now.
And it was too much. Don't do it. That's all. That's my message is.
My question to you
don't
is,
do it. It'll ruin your day.
Can a quesadilla?
Oh hell yeah! Are you kidding?
My go-to for breakfast is it's all the leftovers from the week with eggs, and so this last weekend.
That sounds awesome.
I'll do cabbage. So I did cabbage, bacon, onion. Let that fry.
You guys eat a lot of good food, so
good. I'm the only one that does that. No,
the leftovers in my house. Let me explain the leftovers for the past. Okay, so I think Tuesday we had spaghetti.
Okay.
So Wednesday we had leftover spaghetti. Well, that counts that out. We don't have leftover spaghetti anymore.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what the fuck we had the rest of the week. But let's say that I had leftover spaghetti. What am I supposed to do with that? Put it in the eggs. Okay. You don't eat carbs and stuff. A lot of carbs.
Yeah, no.
I can't do that.
On the weekend, it's off.
I tried, and I can't do it.
So now I skip lunch too. So I don't eat till I get home at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat lunch.
Same.
And so we had beef and cabbage for a few days. Last night I made meatballs, and then the girls had meatballs and carrots. So then I just had meatballs. But this last weekend. I did red beans and rice, so there's your carbs.
Yeah, I love.
But then
rice.
I chopped up again cabbage. They just give it body. But it's so I know you say savory or whatever, leftovers or whatever, because no one else eats leftovers in the house. So it's now I have 3 days worth of stuffed pepper soup that my father-in-law made and brought down because it was a little bit too spicy for him. But I threw a bunch of cabbage and a bunch of onion. And I thawed a pound of sausage, and I just took the rest of it from all of my weekend cooking. I put all the rest of that sausage into the stuffed pepper soup, and that was awesome too. But anyways, Follow me for more recipes if you were food insecure growing up and you don't like throwing food away, because I just throw it all.
I like eating leftovers.
My
I don't
father-in-law
have the
makes
same leftovers as you.
My father-in-law makes fun of us because we're all we're a one pot family. That's how we do all of our cooking. Everything goes into the same, whatever.
Makes sense.
And he likes, and he's so good at what he does. But like for me, it's like I'll do that for like myself if I have time. But most of the time now, and everyone with kids can relate, you don't have time for that. So it's all. That's why Hamburger Helper was so.
You don't have time for gourmet,
yeah.
10 fucking pot.
And my
dinners.
And my
you got mac and cheese on one end,
gourmet,
and you got whatever else on the other end. Your dinner.
Comfort food gourmet.
Yeah. Spaghetti.
Super excited for this beer.
I'm excited for this beer too
because it's so much
I've
conversation.
Seen the name and I'm like blown away.
So this is the JT beer. This is the
JT beer.
Yeah, this is the Jagermeister. You guys will see why. The Jagermeister and Arrogant Bastard.
This is going to be such a good episode.
You guys can guess. So Jagermeister Arrogant Bastard 2019. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go with the pop. It comes in a bomber. It's got a pronounced punt.
It's got a pronounced punt. Just like the Chicago Bears.
I was a buddy of mine, Joe, that
yeah, I know Joe. Great guy.
Has a problem with carbonation and hops, so I was recommending him beers that have neither of those. So we settled on, because this year we're coming into a strong point with those with porters. So anyways, to get into a little bit about this. So this is Arrogant Bastard and Jagermeister. They collaborated in 2019 and they created this spiced ale. It rings in at 8.5%. Arrogant Bastard falls under the Stone franchise. Stone and Arrogant Consortia are a family.
They're a family.
And they only looking at my notes, they only brewed this once. If you go to the website, and I highly encourage you to go to this website because they have a video specifically about this beer.
Wow.
This beer was brewed in Berlin because you don't take Arrogant Bastard, or you don't make Jagermeister come to the United States where you brew Arrogant Bastard. You make Arrogant Bastard go to where Jagermeister is. Mm-hmm. The one thing, and this is going to be the conversation, and I know we're getting long-winded, but it says to drink this fresh. It was brewed in 2019. I just bought it 2 weeks ago. And they have a massive, on the Arrogant Consortia website. So you could either go, just if you Google, because the URL is very long, Arrogant Bastard and Jagermeister, it's going to take you straight to the video. All the things that you can do to report this beer, and they'll send you a fresh one, but they only brewed this once. So even on the bottle, it says drink fresh, numbskull, mm-hmm. because what they're trying to do is they'll say if this is a cellarable beer,
yeah,
or if it's something that you're supposed to drink fresh.
So it's not fresh.
So it's not fresh, but again, I just bought it 2 weeks ago, and they just got it.
Oh, okay.
So I've checked, and there's a lot of people that are just drinking this.
The distributor.
Yep, but there's a lot of people that are drinking it. So I think what they mean, and this is my conversation, when it says drink fresh, don't reseal this.
Yeah, well, definitely don't.
So I have to tip my hand a little bit, and judging by JT's response, doesn't have a good poker face right now. There's a lot of people that are drinking this, and dozens that I have drank it in the last couple of weeks that have graded it.
Yeah, that's good that it's
so if
it's still recent.
So if you go on the website and the video, it's the Stone head brewer and owner. That's basically this is our beer. It's 1 minute 20 seconds. Just spoiler alert. And it's
120 minute, huh?
Yeah, 1 minute 20.
Oh, 1 minute 20.
Yeah,
not 120 minutes.
And just saying, hey, we did this. Fuck you. Like that's essentially.
That's good. I can appreciate that. It's
brazen, but if you have any Stone beer or Arrogant Bastard, you wouldn't expect like like clouds and feel good and happy grabby shit.
Well, not from Stone, but You know, everyone's on their toes in San Diego, and that's where Stone is.
Escondido.
Escondido.
Is that where it is?
Ooh, it's a close suburb of San Diego.
We could do a podcast just all on this beer.
Yeah, we could.
Drink up, JT.
Yeah. I don't think that Stone says that too often. We made this. What'd you say? Go fuck yourself?
Yeah, they do. With all their Enjoy buys.
Okay. Fair enough.
But
Stone's an OG in the craft beer game, so that they do have a lot of pull and they have a lot of room to say whatever.
And they've earned it.
They have earned it,
and they won't sell out. And I know
wasn't saying they didn't.
And yeah, and for like the first 100 episodes, like, you know, and Cobra championed this too. Like, hey, if you're gonna sell it, do that or whatever. I think they are a vanguard in the fact that they can't be bought.
Probably not. Yeah.
You know, because if I'm thinking like Southern California staples that have been for a long time, Ballast Point would come up. Ballast Point sold out, and they $1 billion.
They're the example here.
Yeah, they're the example. And then if you look at what happened a year later, they got sold off by InBev or whoever bought them for
like an 80% loss.
Yeah, an 80% loss after a year. So like the Ballast Point guys could have rebought it, and you know, and Ballast Point was for me the introductory to paying more than $10 for a 6-pack of anything, because it was $16 always the price point on a 6-pack of Ballast Point. So they introduced me to spending more money for a different type of product. And it's weird to think that, you know, I've been here 10 years and my craft beer journey really started here.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit before I moved, we did a mystery cooler of awesome. That was my, and it's not as good.
That sounds quite nice.
That was my send off from Wisconsin, was a mystery cooler of awesome, where everyone brought awesome beer at the time. It'd be interesting, had I known, been able to foreshadow, like write down those beers and been like, man, half those beers could have been in a mystery cooler of death.
Yeah. Same with me. Prior to coming to Ohio, I didn't know shit about beer.
Have you held that up to the light?
No.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty not see-throughable.
Yeah, but it's suspended. Like
Pretty
that shit's
opaque.
That shit's not falling. Like, look at all that spice. Look at all of it.
That's true.
It's suspended.
It's just sitting there. It's thick.
I wish I could save this beer. This beer would be great up at the cabin here.
Put the cork back in it and make sure you tell Stone that you're not drinking it fresh and you're a numbskull.
It says, you need to get the digit, because I almost started reporting it, but you need to get the lot number on the shoulder of the beer. So I was looking on the shoulder.
Yeah.
There's no number there.
Oh.
This is incredible how
I'll find this shoulder. Wow, that is a pronounced punt. Holy moly. I got like a full finger in there.
That's what she said.
It's too easy. I still left though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Alright, there's the can art. I'm spinning the bottle at 53 minutes exactly on the dot. Well, we all know Stone. They have the demon logo, but we don't know Stone with Jagermeister. They have the demon with antlers. Looks like a 10-point.
No, they have this
10-point. Yeah.
So Jagermeister's the stag.
The stag.
Yeah.
I don't know the terms.
There's no demon in Jagermeister.
No, there's a demon in Stone.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that the
it's in
Stone demon, is it has been combined with the
Carry it,
antlers
JT.
from
This is
Jaeger.
your dream.
It's my dream, and it's a 10-point buck. Now, if you look at the year here, there's one side has antlers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point antlers, and the other side is one demon horn. So that's cool. They kind of did that whole thing. The bottle, well, so this type of bottle is going to draw you in, regardless of the art, because it says This is a limited release. It's got the year on it. It's got a it doesn't even have stone. It's just Arrogant Bastard. So there's a lot about this can art that's not even art that will draw you into this bottle. And the familiarity with the demon face from stone at the top here. Other than that, it's pretty standard fancy beer, fancy pants beer bottle. There's a shitload of text on the back. Holy moly. Did you read that?
No.
Have you had a chance to read all that text? I don't know. I'll put aside 8 or 10 hours to read that later. Yeah, so there's your antlers. And they're on here. Just, you gotta zoom in. So that's the Can Art Boner segment brought to you by Triple O Stev. Boy, this beer, this taste, I don't know how old people are when they decide to no longer drink Jaeger. But I was in my 20s. And we were...
This is great foreshadowing.
I
This is great timing.
would think that Jaeger really benefited from the energy drink market. Because prior to Jaeger bombs, I did not...
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Prior to Jaeger bombs, I don't think people were requesting Jagermeister all that much. This beer, boy, they went heavy on the black licorice. They went heavy on the Jagermeister. I'm not sure it has the sweetness of Jagermeister. No, I know it doesn't have the sweetness. I'm not sure. I know it doesn't have the sweetness of actual Jagermeister. Your cat's having a huge problem over there. Which limits this drink. I think that the stone beer should be a great supplement because Jagermeister has proven to be an excellent mixer with Monster, Red Bull, whatever. This is all black licorice. It's all black licorice with none of the darkness or the sweetness that Jagermeister offers. Now, I don't think they set out to make Jagermeister. If they did, then they would have that bottle in front of you for the YouTube viewers. I don't know. I think whatever beer is behind this particular beer,
It's Arrogant Bastard is behind it. That's the ale.
What
that
is
carries
Arrogant
it.
Bastard?
It's an ale.
As a beer, it's an ale.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't had it, but maybe I have. It's the wrong beer. That's what I feel like. I think that if you love black licorice and you love Jaeger and you love Arrogant Bastard, which I cannot recall the flavor of if I've had it. I don't know. This beer's dank as shit. It really punches you in the face. The flavor. I think it accomplishes what it sets out to do, and I think that's probably punch you in the face with black licorice flavor. Now, where do I rank this beer? Oh, I don't know. Let me take one more sip and I'll tell you. Boy, man, I just don't like this beer. But I think that they achieved what they wanted to. I think the flavors are there. Like, I don't think it sucks in my mind. No, it doesn't suck. I don't like it because it's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think I don't like it because I don't like what it's supposed to be. And it is what it's supposed to be. It's hard to rate a beer that you know they achieved something, but you don't like it.
I don't think it's a freshness thing because I don't want to stomp on your because they're like drink fresh. Well, it was brewed in 2019, but there's people still drinking it. Mm-hmm. It's the first time that it showed up to Pat's. Like the distributors just getting like unweary suspects like me. It could be, but like.
Yeah, and I don't think the element missing here, which I believe is sweetness, would have been more prevalent earlier.
I successfully recapped a corked beer.
You did it. I'm giving this beer I feel like
because flatness.
I feel like it's offensive, but I don't care. It's a 3.5. 3.5. That's my score. Also, I'm not a big black licorice fan.
So here's my juxtaposition with black licorice. I love black jelly beans. Love them. I hate black licorice. It's the anise in them, but I think there's enough sugar in jelly beans, and there's not in black licorice. But there's a way different, and people are like,
well, yeah, jelly beans are coated with sugar.
Yeah, and that's what I like. It's a great balance. I love black jelly beans. That's a good balance,
yeah.
My mother-in-law, she hates black jelly beans. I can't wait till she comments on that too, because there's a long story.
Jaeger has a lot of sugar.
So going back, I didn't even think about doing this beer at this time. So there's a lot of Jagermeister coming up. Spoiler alert, there's not going to be an episode next week. I will be gone to parts unknown, but a big thing is where I will be once I get there is a lot of Jaeger is consumed. It's just a rite of passage up at beer camp. That's not a misspeak. So it's ironic, and that's why I'm recapping that, because there's a couple people that like beer and love Jaeger, and they will enjoy that. So I'm hoping, because I don't think it's a freshness. It's good. It's odd how suspended everything is in like a gelatinous state, and it would never be able to do it justice. The camera's not going to be able to catch it. Yeah, no. I've got an idea. So I'm going to do this. JT, carry it for 10
Yeah, Matt's got an idea. He's going to go get something to stick in the beer so you can see that's gelatinous. It's not.
So.
Oh, light.
So.
All you physicists out there.
It's too bright. Too
bright.
bright. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
An hour, 1 minute in.
Look at an hour and 1 minute.
Or if I come... Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Just so...
Suspended.
Dense.
Nothing is falling. Nothing. Hour, 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Okay, so anyways... I'm just entranced by how suspended it is. It is an amalgamation between the two, but the spices, and there's like 40 different spices in Jagermeister that create that balance. I heard a stat, unrelated, that there's only 3 people on the planet that still know the recipe for Drambuie. You know the genie bottle, Drambuie?
Nope.
Okay. Rusty Nail is one of the Rat Pack, one of their... specialty drinks was called a Rusty Nail. It was Scotch and Drambuie, or Scotch and whiskey.
I've not heard of Drambuie.
I know you've seen it because you spent enough time with me at liquor stores. But off the top rope, bring it back to this beer. I don't know what this beer was trying. I know what it was trying to do. It's trying to be a gimmick.
Yeah.
The gimmick doesn't deliver because it's not a good arrogant bastard and it's not a good Jagermeister.
Yeah.
I don't love either. So maybe if you love and you seek out, this is like, everyone's like bourbon barrel, but that's in it. It's not made in it. It's made with it.
Why is everyone like bourbon barrel? Why is that what they say?
But it's separate but equal. So beer is made in the barrel. Mm-hmm. Where this is a mix of booze and beer.
Yeah.
So this is completely different. It's interesting. I just think that Stone has enough power to go to Jagermeister and be like, hey, because like you said, we're from that age. I don't know. I'm so removed from it. I don't know if Jagermeister is still a thing with.
I'm sure. Yeah.
In the 20s, like Red Bull and Jag, but
it is. Yeah.
Jag bombs.
Jager bombs.
Off the top rope.
Goldschlager's making a comeback, by the way.
No, that gold.
It's making a comeback.
It never left.
I think it left.
Do you know what a dead Nazi is? A shot of Jag, a shot of Rumpelmans, and a shot of Goldschlager, and there's a specific way to do it. So you leave.
So you leave anti-Semitic.
So you leave with because it's a dead. It's a dead Nazi.
Oh, okay. So you want the dead Nazi.
So you leave with.
But
fresh
you leave
breath.
like a dead.
No, you leave with
person.
fresh breath.
Fresh breath.
So
yeah, I get it. Okay.
No, Goldschlager never left. Goldschlager in my groups of friends.
I think the
late
aughts,
Mikey's 30th birthday.
The
party.
late aughts to the early teens No Goldschlager.
No,
Now it's back.
false.
People love it.
Mikey, Chuggo Mikey loves Gold
Sorry,
Star.
I just think it left.
I'm popping one person on the podcast right now. He'll leave a comment below.
Yeah, leave a comment below. He
We'll-
will. He'll leave 16 comments below. Thanks for the 16 comments, Mikey.
I like that you chimed in like right after him. You had that alert on.
I gotta respond. You know,
I gotta make sure I don't add to the views though. I purposely I don't add to the numbers every time I go check.
Oh yeah, I don't watch the views. There's 2 apps. There's one for creators and
Yeah.
there's one for viewers.
Yeah, blowing.
Get the creator one.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to watch the video to get to the comments.
Apps.
Apps.
I'm not gonna-
This guy's like.
I'm not gonna log in
anti-technology.
like when I'm at work I can't see the comments.
When I'm rolling around in Bitcoin, rich as fuck, you're gonna be like, apps? What's that?
Yeah. So off the top rope, this is 275. This is the most.
You went lower than I thought you
This
would.
is the most expensive, terriblest beer that I've.
I wish they
purchased.
went with a weedier beer, a more beer flavored beer.
This is not a marriage that Jagermeister is so
I think they could do it.
unique.
What do you have any thoughts on how they could improve this
No.
beer? I
Keep
think you
them
just
separate.
need to go with a more beer flavored beer. You just need to go Pilsner. You need to go maybe like a really strong.
I'm going to describe this so apt that it's going to blow your mind. Are you ready?
Mhm.
This is like a wheelbarrow
Mhm.
or a wheelbarrow, depending on how you pronounce it.
Wheelbarrow.
Yep. And a really like hot blonde.
Mm-hmm.
They
A
should
wheelbarrow and a hot blonde.
Yeah, they should never mate. But they're both valuable.
That's true.
Love my wheelbarrow. Love my hot blondes. They should never. This is
Right.
separate.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
This is church and
I
state.
see what you're saying. They're not even. You would never even have a conversation with the 2 things
No.
included.
No. Make them separate.
I don't think that. I think that they had an idea,
Yeah.
and like you said, Stone's big enough to have this idea,
Yeah.
and they're influential enough to convince other people that this idea is good,
Yeah.
and then they convinced Jaeger.
I love that we're striking out, by the way, like on some beers.
Yeah, it's good to
I
strike.
spent a lot of money on this strikeout, but I'm glad.
Yeah, I was wondering how when you asked me if I was done, and I said yes immediately. I was wondering how much
A little bit of
that
money.
stung.
A little bit of money. It doesn't sting because it creates conversation.
Yeah.
Outside the podcast, if we weren't recording, this would still be hilarious.
We'd still drink it though if it was outside the podcast. I don't know. I don't
gotta
have a
buy
lot of
another
other
bottle,
things to
yeah.
say.
No, and that's fine.
I think that
Even
they,
though
they
we're a
nailed
podcast,
the black
that's right.
licorice. They nailed the black licorice. I just think that I do actually think that you could improve this beer. You don't though. You think it was a marriage made for
Hot
divorce
blonde
from
wheelbarrow. This was like
Conception.
a tech school marriage. It's not going to work.
A tech school marriage. Yep, it's not gonna work. It'll never.
You
work
did
out.
it for money. This was a way to in 2019 to hey, we have this beer. Jagermeister, do you have extra spices from the season?
Mm-hmm. Think about 2019, where we were.
God,
We were so young back then.
Give a lot
we
of
didn't
money.
know. We didn't know what would happen. We didn't know we'd be in COVID. Actually, I appreciate 2019.
I was deployed, listening to you guys do a 10 beer episode.
Oh, a 10 beer episode, yeah.
On my
Freaking
way
handle.
2 years ago next week, on my way to the cabin, listening to you guys almost careening off the road. It was 2 years ago next week that you did the dubstep,
Oh yeah,
which was probably the highlight of the podcast.
Because of Dr. That was probably one of
2
the
years ago
highlight
next
episodes.
week.
Boy, what an episode that was. The dubstep episode. That's a good. I had forgotten all about that dubstep. That was when I put a lot of
I never
production
forget
quality into the podcast. I would edit. I would remove the gaps in speech.
We do a good job. There's a couple of times where we're drinking now at the same time. When
Yeah.
we look at each other, we're like, this is not bad.
So
but we're both drink committed.
I'm able to remove that. I figured out how to use this editing tool that I've been using for all these years.
Yeah.
And I can remove it automatically. You have a ghost.
That's very ominous.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a cat.
Oh, it's a cat?
Yeah.
Fucking cats. They're like ghosts.
Yeah.
That threw me off. There's a new study on dog people versus cat people. There's always a new study on that, but there's a new one.
Excellent.
The results are.
There's a
Doesn't matter.
There's a study on people that watch Donahue and then people that watch Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah, it just came out. They just finished
came
their
out. They
analysis.
just finished it.
It took 20 years.
They had to wait for all 80 respondents to get back to them by postcard.
There is a subsection of the population.
No cash on delivery.
I learned this recently. There's what's that guy's name with the mustache?
Geraldo,
yeah.
Geraldo. Now, Geraldo was. Oh, by the way, one of my first bosses, Rico Suave, Geraldo. She was in that video.
In what video? The
Rico Suave.
Oh, in the Rico Suave video.
She's an underage girl dancing on the bridge because she was down there for a high school trip in Mexico.
I don't know this video.
Rico Suave.
Is it a ship? A bridge?
Yeah.
Or
so
is it a
dancing,
bridge?
No, they're dancing over like a bridge at like a resort, so like
right.
a lazy river or whatever. So they got all these underage girls, and they plied them with drinks to early '90s, and so it's all underage girls. If you ever watch Rico Suave, the girls dancing on the bridge, one of my first bosses I worked for 8 years, they're all underage.
Damn.
And they've all been drinking.
Well, luckily
from from a high school in Minnesota.
Luckily, I've never seen it. They're all from a high school in Minnesota?
Yeah, because they were all the same high school, and that was like their senior trip or whatever.
Damn.
So anyways, for my boss, she would always do this presentation because I worked at a summer camp, and I would always bring up that video, and I go, that's your boss, by the way. And she's in it for like 0.4 of a second, but I would always slow it down. And she's just like, I know you know Rico Suave.
I don't know the video. I don't know the video.
But one of my first bosses is in that.
Wow.
Worked for 8 summers. Amazing. Loved it.
Sounds awesome.
Best job I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what point I was making prior to that.
Yeah, sorry. I've really, railroaded this.
No, it's all right.
It's not all right.
I don't know. I don't know what I was talking about before we talked about Rico Suave.
Just killing it.
Yeah, we're killing it. That's basically it. We're killing it. Boy, what was I talking about? I felt like it was going to be a good thing. But it's over now, and I lost it. I'll listen to this episode, maybe. Probably not.
Make a list.
I'll make a list.
Check it twice.
I used to listen to every episode, and then I stopped. And now I don't listen to any of them. I just take them.
You live them.
I put the intro in, and I post it. That's it. The audio. And you post the video.
It's so big.
It's so big. I feel like that's our path, though. The video. That's our path forward.
Eventually, we'll cater to one of them.
Here's the thing.
But now we cater to all of them.
At some point, someone who may not even be born yet is gonna stumble upon this podcast and just love it. And it's gonna blow up.
The joke always used to be
of all time.
It's not going to be appreciated until we're all mole people.
Yes.
And that was the joke.
Once we're mole people, we will speak for the mole people.
Yeah.
That was the joke for a while. Yeah. 10 beer episode, and what was the other thing you said? I don't remember.
Dubstep.
Yeah, dubstep. That was great. That's it. I cannot retrace my steps to figure out what the fuck I was talking about 10 seconds ago.
I apologize.
Oh, it's all right.
For my part.
It makes great, and people are shouting right now. They're shouting, hey, we were talking about this.
The big takeaway, if you've made it to this point, on Friday, November 12th.
It's all I think about.
At noon, if you're anywhere near the Dayton area, please meet us at Barrel House. Just Google it. I think it's like 302 3rd Street.
Yeah.
Come down and build an advent calendar. Just have a couple of beers. If you show up, I will buy your first beer.
It's safe to say.
JT will buy your 4th beer.
But
he has to document.
I'll buy your 4th beer.
You have to make sure that you have a Safeway home.
Yeah.
And you bought 3 other beers.
Well, one of them was...
Yeah, so 2 other beers.
So 2 other beers, then mine. Then I'll pay for your 4th.
Yep.
it's safe to say that if you are a stalker and you want our phone numbers, you'll get them during this event because we're going to create a group to discuss the beer, right?
Right. JT hopes that's going to happen.
But it's not. But now it seems like I'm under the impression we're not all going to have the same beers for 25
Huh?
days. Is that true?
What?
I thought we were going to form a group. This is what I told my father-in-law to sell him on.
Whoa,
the
whoa.
I'm going to say it.
Whoa.
I said
Whoa.
we're going to form a text group. You said that. And we're going to talk about the beer every day. Because every day for 25 days we're going to have beer.
All right. As soon as I'm invited to the Oakwood Dads group, this group will happen.
It's not the Oakwood Dads group.
The Oakwood Dads.
It's
the
not the
cool
Oakwood
guy
Dads.
group.
The Oakwood Dads. Let me tell you about the Oakwood Dads. I get 6 fucking complaints a day about someone else's post. They're like, this liberal is blah, blah, blah. And then this other guy's like, this conservative racist is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Why are you messaging me? It turns out that Randy Orton and I are the moderators of this group.
You'll get
it doesn't turn out.
You'll get a P.O. box. Because I don't want it to be associated with some people. But yeah.
You'll get a P.O. box for your phone? For your text messages?
No, it's not going to be text message. No, I don't want to know about your thoughts.
Text.
Huh? Maybe.
You don't want to know my thoughts?
Maybe. No, separate. Separate.
If you didn't want to know my thoughts, you would not unlock that door.
Separate.
Every Tuesday.
Separate but equal. I'll keep everyone's...
Oh, hey, buddy. I don't know, man.
I'll keep everyone's...
There's a referendum on that whole separate but equal
like, there's 6 of us.
At least.
The Spectral Suds Club.
Beers.
Everyone send me your comments.
Oh,
I'll distill them.
You're going to compile them? Ah, that's a lot of work, dude. That's every day.
I'll do it.
The Suds Club was once a month.
I'll do it because I can do it at home. I'll do it.
Right.
I'll take care of it.
I don't know. I feel like text would be better. We could use GIFs.
Yeah, no, I don't.
We could express ourselves with videos and
I don't know.
Stickers and
we'll see.
Emojis.
Remains to be seen.
I don't know. If you're a part of this and you want Matt's phone number, I'll just give it to you. All right.
Remains to be seen. Show up.
You got to show up.
Man.
Yeah, of course you got to show up to get Matt's phone number.
Yeah.
Last thing I gotta mention.
Yeah, please.
I was tracking this year's release of the Utopias.
Yeah.
It was sold out immediately. I didn't get any.
I've seen one bottle in the wild in my entire life, and Juggalo Mikey and I laughed at it, and now I would just buy it.
My uncle had my Uncle Steve. Everyone has an Uncle Steve. We established that early on, right?
Yep.
He had heard that I was interested.
Yep.
And was tracking a bottle in Wisconsin. And
saw one at our grocery store back home.
Probably. And we had made plans. He had called the shop, and the shop said, "You'd be surprised at how many people don't check here." That's what the guy told him. And we were going to go together. It was sold out like immediately.
I have, same with 120 minute, I allow people to spend my money. So that's why I have
I would have done that.
Spend my money. I'm good for it. I will send it immediately. After I got the 120 minute that's sitting for me, less than 3 hours. And I gave a buyer's premium on it. So it's like that space beer that I bought. Whatever. I don't care.
Locked and loaded. Money to burn.
Yep.
Not
so much that. It's just I'm interested.
I know.
And gimmicks.
Same thing with Utopias. If you had it and you wanted to sell it to me, I'd buy it right now.
Yep.
But and I'd pay you right away.
Meaty.
It was a meaty episode. It started out light. It started out like one strand of beef jerky that got ripped apart from its brothers and sisters. But now it's a meaty episode.
Hopefully people appreciate this.
Fucking ribeye. I appreciate the robot that you're doing. It looks unrobotic.
So good.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I think you could probably close it out. That's episode 162. Bye.